This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin Hoffman.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Today is Friday, October the 18th, 2024. I'm so glad you could join us here. Coming up a little later on in the program, we'll get a check of the closing numbers with the folks at agmarket.net. But first, we're going to give you a preview of the second Beck's Harvest Tour video that just went up yesterday on our YouTube channel. Andy Peterson talks with Joe Mythaler of Marion, Iowa.
Talk to me a little bit about what we're seeing here. When did you plant the hybrid?
This was April 24th. It's 6374 B2 Pro. No-tilled into bean ground. It's first year corn, and it was no-tilled in.
And so far, what are you seeing in the combine?
260, 270 or better.
You said it's dry.
Yes, 15 and a half to 16% moisture.
Planted in early April?
Yeah, April 24th.
Talk to me a little bit about the no-till operation then, and some of the reasons for developing that style.
We're not real good at it. We no-tilled it because it was dry this spring early, and it's a real good way to conserve moisture. We have some things to work on, but it worked pretty good this year for us.
I see you've got the cool little gizmo on the head too. Might help in no-till.
Yes, it helps knock the stalks down. It gets them to break down a little earlier, pops them open a little bit. They break down a little faster, I think.
Mm-hmm. Of course, shell corn is just a part of your overall operation. So what all do you do?
We harvest a lot, 350 acres of earlage to feed cattle with, and then we harvest high moisture corn that's stored in a bunker, and soybeans, and then corn to sell.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go for a combine ride, shall we?
Sounds good.
First thing I noticed, Joe, is that you're not touching the steering wheel.
No, we have AutoPath going. AutoPath and row sense.
So what is AutoPath?
It follows the planter, the lines that the planter made. Every row is on there, and I'm not the right person, but I just make it work.
Based off your
Son.
Green Star over there.
Yes. Yeah.
John Deere monitor.
Yeah. He makes it with the planter, and the combine will follow.
So talk to me a little bit about what you see here as your combine operators usually evaluating the operation and the crop. So what do you see here as we go through the field?
Standing really good. There's still just a little bit of green once in a while, which is good. I did see a little bit of tar spot every once in a while that did not have a fungicide sprayed on it. But I do see just a little tar spot once in a while.
What do you like about planting Beck's varieties?
I like the company. They work real good. I've had really good yields with it. The company has a lot of their practical farm research. We get a lot of information from them. The agronomists are a phone call away, and they'll be here the next day. They're really, I guess the biggest thing is the information that we get from them. And we have our choices of which package as far as rootworm or whatever you can have. They have all the different varieties, the different traits in their corn. By working with your area guy, area leader, and your local farmer salesman, they know my ground as well as I do, and so we can kind of work together to know what our tillage practice, what our practices are, where the corn's the end use for the corn to get the right corn on the right ground.
And again, you'll be able to find the full interview for the Beck's Harvest Tour on a little card that'll be showing up right here as we speak right now. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association, and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we run down the closing numbers. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. Welcome back to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. Time to run down the closing markets. And right now we're talking with Sam Trainor of agmarket.net. Sam, what did we see come out of those grain markets here today?
Nothing good here today. We started out looked like we might have a little bit of strength here, but wheat and soybeans really led the way lower today. Soybeans finishing down 15 to 18 cents, and wheat down sharply 16.5 to 17 cents. Some talks that Russia is going to try to create their own grain exchange, so to speak, and trade directly with 13 other countries or so, had the wheat market down hard because that would eliminate the U.S. from new sales on that front. So that was the big news that had the wheat market lower. And then, like I said, soybeans followed suit, and corn was able to hang in there better than the other two, but still finished down 2 to 3 cents on the day.
Was it mainly wheat just dragging everything down with it, or were there other factors in that corn and soybean market that we were looking at?
I think you have to look at some harvest pressure going into the weekend, being a Friday in the middle of harvest. There's a lot of hedge pressure coming from the commercials trying to get pre-hedged with grain that they expect to buy over the weekend. So that had something to do with the pressure as well. But the wheat story definitely held things down pretty hard today.
All right. So as we're looking ahead then to livestock side of things, cattle and hogs, and all cattle's been having a few rough days, and they're not like terribly bad, but a few rough days. Hogs had a good day yesterday. I mean, what did we see though come out today to end the week?
We had a strong day today in the cattle markets. Live cattle up over $1, feeders up there as well. And hogs have really been able to maintain their recent strength and continue to trade in that uptrend going higher here into the weekend. So like you said, kind of been a little bit of a mixed bag this week, back and forth. We seem to be in a little bit of a consolidated trading range up near the higher end on the cattle charts here specifically. And to me here, it just looks like it's a good spot to put some protection in place if you haven't already, but leave that upside open if we were to break out here to the upside. But we are in a level where prices are pretty good here in the high 180s on live cattle. So probably not a bad idea to take advantage there.
So I know we were waiting for cash cattle to kind of develop. We saw a few offerings yesterday. I mean, did that really develop here today, and what did we see out of that?
Yeah, cash trade remains strong here, like you said. A few developments there yesterday out of the south, but yeah, continue to see strong cash trade, and so far the futures have been able to follow. Like I said here today, up big again today, and look to continue that strength until we see something else. But like I said, remain at the higher end of the trading range here, so having protection in place is not a bad idea.
All right, Sam, if folks want to get in touch with the folks at agmarket.net, we talk about some of those protection options or talk about other aspects of their marketing needs, how do they get in touch?
Easiest way would be to visit our website and click on Intel there at agmarket.net. That'll give you all the information that we put out daily. Or you could just simply give us a phone call here at our office, 1-800-779-1515.
All right, Sam, we thank you so much for the insight today and look forward to talking to you again next week sometime.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. You have a good one as well.
And that's been a check of the markets. Let's go ahead and run down those closing numbers for you on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network market screen. December corn was down 2 at 404 3/4. November beans down 18 3/4 at 970 even. Soybean meal down $2.50 at 315.60. Soy oil closed down 77 cents at 41.82. Chicago wheat down 16 3/4 at 572 3/4. Kansas wheat down 15 1/4 at 580 3/4. At press time, the last update we had from the Minneapolis Wheat Exchange is that they were down 12.5 cents at 616 1/4. Oats down 5 3/4 at 382 1/2. Live cattle were up $1.15 at 187.32. Feeders up $1.85 at 247.60. Lean hogs up 15 cents at 77.82. Pork cutouts unchanged at 90.65, and Class 3 milk down 22 cents at 21.24. And that's been our closing market recap, and that brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, X, and on our YouTube channel. You can subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified each time we put out a new video project. Also, don't forget about the free market analysis sent right to your mobile device 3 times a day through the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network Market Podcast. Openings, middays, and closings. From the iAir studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Mark Magnus and Riley Smith and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.